Hello students, let us continue chapter 2 in science, that is acids, bases and salts. Today we are going to discuss our next topic, that is what do all acids and all bases have in common. So let us discuss. So students, we saw in activity 2.3 in last video that all acids generate hydrogen gas on reacting with metals. So, hydrogen seems to be common to all acids. So, let us perform an activity to investigate whether all compounds containing hydrogen are acidic or not. So, consider the activity 2.8. Take solutions of glucose, alcohol, hydrochloric acid that is HCl, sulfuric acid that is H2SO4, etc. Fix two nails on a cork and place the cork in a 100 ml beaker as shown in the figure. Now connect the nails to the two terminals of a 6-volt battery through a bulb and a switch as shown in the figure. Now pour some dilute hydrochloric acid HCl in the beaker and switch on the current. Now repeat this experiment with dilute sulfuric acid H2SO4. Observe it carefully. Now again repeat the experiment separately with glucose and alcohol solutions and observe it properly. Does the bulb glow in all cases? Let us discuss. So here in case of hydrochloric acid and sulfuric acid, bulb will glow and H plus, that is hydrogen plus ions, will released. Along with that, glucose and alcohol, that is C6H12O6 and C2H5OH, that is ethanol, solution does not glow bulb, while sodium hydroxide NaOH glows bulb, calcium hydroxide CaOH twice also glows bulb. So here glowing of the bulb indicates that there is a flow of electric current through the solution. The electric current is carried through the acidic solution by ions. And how these ions are producing? Actually, acids contain H plus ions known as cations and some anions such as Cl, chlorine in HCl or NO3 in HNO3, that is nitric acid, and SO4 in sulfuric acid and CH3COOH in acetic acid. So all these are anions, and since the cations present in acids is H plus, and this suggests that acid produce hydrogen ions, that is H plus ions, in solution, which are responsible for their acidic properties. Next, what happens to an acid or a base in a water solution? To discuss this, let us have an activity. Activity 2.9. Take about 1 gram solid NaCl, sodium chloride, in a clean and a dry test tube and set up the apparatus as shown in the figure. Add some concentrated sulfuric acid H2SO4 to the test tube. Now observe it carefully. What do you observe? Is there a gas coming out of the delivery tube? Now test the gas evolve successively with dry and wet blue litmus paper. Now in which case does the litmus paper change? We know that. We have discussed in the initial part. On the basis of above activity, what do you infer about the acidic character of a dry HCl gas first of all and then HCl solution? So let us discuss it one by one. In the diagram, we have observed on adding concentrated sulfuric acid H2SO4 to the test tube containing NaCl, sodium chloride, the reaction takes place and dry HCl gas is produced. So HCl gas with dry litmus paper, there will be no change of color of blue litmus paper, while HCl gas with wet litmus paper, blue litmus paper changes to red. So this activity infers that only HCl solution releases H plus ions and the acidic property exists due to only H plus ions. Okay, so hydrogen ions in HCl are produced in the presence of water only. The separation of H plus ion from HCl molecules cannot occur in the absence of water. The very first reaction shows that HCl plus H2O gives H3O plus chlorine. Hydrogen ions cannot exist alone, but they exist after combining with the water molecules. Thus, hydrogen gas ions must always be shown as H plus aqueous or solution, we can say, or even hydronium ion H3O plus. How it is formed? The second equation, H plus water H2O gives H3O hydronium. Now we have seen that acids give H3O plus, that is hydronium ion, or H plus ion in water. But let us discuss what happens when a base is dissolved in water. So for example, NaOH, sodium hydroxide in solid form, dissolved in water gives Na plus, that is aqueous, and hydroxide OH minus. Similarly, KOH in water gives K plus and OH aqueous. So bases generate hydroxides, OH minus ions in water. So bases which are soluble in water are known as alkalis. But remember, all bases do not dissolve in water. An alkali is a base that dissolves in water. They are soapy to touch, bitter and corrosive. Okay. Now, as we have identified that all acids generate H plus, that is H plus ion aqueous, and all bases generate OH minus ions, aqueous ions. So we can view the neutralization reaction as follows. Acid plus base gives salt plus water, that is H plus, and OH minus gives H2O, that is water in liquid form. Now let's see what is involved when water is mixed with an acid or a base. So to discuss this, let us have an activity. Activity 2.10. Take 10 ml of water in a beaker. Add few drops of concentrated H2SO4 sulfuric acid to it and swirl the beaker slowly. Now touch the base of the beaker. Is there a change in temperature? Is this an exothermic or endothermic process? That means releasing of heat. And repeat the activity with sodium hydroxide pellets and record your observation. So, on adding few drops of concentrated H2SO4 to the water in a beaker, it becomes hot as the reaction is highly exothermic. But on adding NaOH pellets to water, the beaker becomes hot again and reaction will be exothermic. So, the process of dissolving an acid or a base in water is highly exothermic one. Care must be taken while mixing concentrated nitric acid or sulfuric acid with water. The acid must always be added slowly to water with constant stirring. If water is added to a concentrated acid, the heat generated may cause the mixture to splash out and cause burns. The glass container may also be break due to excessive local heating. So, look out for the warning sign on the can of a concentrated sulfuric acid and on the bottle of sodium hydroxide pellets. Mixing an acid or a base with water results in decrease in the concentration of ions, H3O plus ion or OH ions, per unit volume. Such a process is known as dilution and the acid or base is said to be diluted, which is good. So students, I hope you understood this topic. Thank you for listening.